That one from your confused.
And we're live! Hello all and welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name as always is Mr. Harlan Guthrie and we are here with the complainy Chris. The super talented Mr. Justin Thomas James. The amazing Mr. James Schwartz.
Hi everyone, how's it going?
And of course, my love, wedding date set, Ms. Joe Fallak.
Hey, look at her.
And we are here with Threshold Chapter 4. Something is going on with James's camera.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm pushing buttons blindly, so...
You look
like
good now, though.
It looks good now,
Yeah.
Is there an
Did
echo
something
coming
right.
from like Harlan? Down
No,
there?
I'm just loud. It's okay. It won't be loud the whole game. Relax. Chris is downstairs in our basement, by the way.
It's really
And
cold in here.
This is
It's
why
a great place.
it's cold downstairs,
Looking for
but
complaints, though.
it
There
is
are
so
many
hot
blankets.
upstairs.
Go to
So
the
get
couch,
some
get a
blankets.
nice blanket.
Yeah, go
Blankets.
get
Just
some-
You just
So you
ate
guys
them
move-
all their pasta.
So you guys unchained him from the barn and you moved him into your basement. That's nice of you.
He
Yes.
gets 1 hour indoors and then he goes back out to the barn.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen,
okay.
welcome. It's Wednesday night.
Hey, everybody.
You might have noticed the countdown went weird because Chris literally shouted
From downstairs,
from
he's
downstairs,
like, I hate
"This
this!
countdown is
heard
so cheesy."
Am
I wrong?
He's not
What
wrong.
about the
He's not
horror
wrong.
one?
It's a cheesy,
The
cheesy
horror
countdown.
one's good.
The horror one's great, but it's not the right genre. But it's
I
better than
dance
cheesy.
every
you know
time.
What? You know what? I will make a new cool. You know what? I agree. Honestly, I do agree because it's the countdown that comes with StreamYard. Everything else I make my own. On the Sigil stream, I do a countdown that I did. I do the horror countdown. You're right. Invictus deserves its own countdown.
Chris, you're
We'll
right.
use all of the Patreon money to make it happen. All of it.
We'll peak at the countdown. It'll be so good.
Yeah. it's gonna be
How
great.
much money do you think we have?
It's $12. It's all like,
See what industrial light magic will get you for $12.
I'll do it in nickels.
Like go
I'll do it in
big,
nickels.
go big.
The Invictus Stream Countdown featuring
More
Choices
choices
by we get like high profile actors. We got like, or we could do what they used to
Starting
do.
at
Hobby.
1,000, counting down. It's like
Or what they do
3
on
hours
MTV. You used to do on MTV where they'd be like, "You're listening to MTV" or whatever the fuck. You know, we'll get people.
right.
We'll get the guy from Star Trek that I played with. We'll get Tim Woods to be like,
Well,
"You're listening to the Invictus stream."
Here's the thing, though. There's this new platform out, right? Cameo.
Oh,
You
Cameo.
could probably hire a big name person to just count down from 30.
Kevin
That's
Costner.
it. That's all you need. Yeah, get Kevin Costner
do
to
it.
count down from 30.
I
and
think
that's
we
it.
should
You're done.
absolutely spend all of the
That's
Patreon money on a 30-second countdown.
I'm not lying. That's a cool
It's-
idea, though.
I
I'm not
was-
lying either.
I was looking at Cameo for a Christmas present for Harlan this year.
Who were you
and
thinking?
I was very, very close to hiring Sean Gunn to say hi.
Oh,
to
I
you.
love Sean Gunn.
I know you
Kirk
do. Yes.
from
Because
Gilmore
Henry
Girls.
knows him as well. and I
right.
just wanted him to be like, it's Kirk.
That'd be pretty fun. We should,
Harlan
we should find
Henry.
it. We should figure out the best celebrity for Invictus. It's got to be maybe Carrie Elwes. If Carrie
Carrie
Elwes
Elwes, yeah,
or Kevin
yeah.
Costner or Elijah Wood
Elijah Wood.
have any, then they should be like really, really. I can't think of the descriptor, but like where they really don't care. Like they're shilling. You know, they're just like, you're watching the Invictus stream, I guess. And
Yeah.
we like cut it off quickly.
We'll give them that direction too. Just read this as if you don't care.
Read this
And then
as
they'll
you
just read
normally
it.
would if you weren't getting paid. Anyway, so new countdown next week. My promise, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing? How's doing here? Chris, how you doing?
Good. I just turned 33, which is lucky, right?
I know. Happy belated birthday.
That's gotta be
Congratulations.
lucky.
Happy birthday.
Love you, Chris.
I did such a bad job. I did not text you on your birthday. And
No, that was
it's the-
perfect because I asked to do nothing. So actually, Justin's in the wrong because he did text me. So
There you go.
Harlan, you're actually the better friend.
I
I'm
knew it.
sorry.
I knew there was a reason.
I did it on purpose though.
No, but you know what? I feel bad. I think it's like the first year in like 11 years I haven't texted you on your birthday.
Here's
so
the
I
real
really
thing. I think
fucked
Harlan
up.
just knows through Facebook when people's birthdays are. He doesn't actually know.
I mean, sometimes absolutely, yeah.
To be fair-
I don't
Why
have
do it?
Facebook. He couldn't figure it out.
But hold on, Joe. Do a completely unbiased reaction to when I found out it was Chris's birthday.
What do you mean do an unbiased
Like me,
reaction?
like do acting.
Oh,
Joe's gonna
fuck.
act for a second.
Oh,
let
fuck.
me cue you
So
up.
it's more
Okay, okay.
fear.
Ready?
So here's the
Fear.
scenario, Joe.
Yeah.
You are Harlan Guthrie,
I am,
and
yes.
you find out through I can't remember how. I think you mentioned it.
I was like,
Yeah.
wasn't it Chris's birthday
So
yesterday?
I'll play you. Wasn't it Chris's birthday?
Fuck.
Quick, go to the store. Get ramen noodles. Quick.
Get all
He
the
loves
ramen noodles you
those.
can. It was a little bit more than that, but yes, I was like, fuck. I kept saying it because I felt really bad. And then I texted you right away.
It was lovely. Thank you for texting me.
I tried.
I have some news. Speaking of countdowns,
Christmas?
the countdown to Extra Life
Oh.
2021 is on.
Ooh,
The
November.
countdown. Yes, November.
How'd you
as
know
they say.
that?
What do you mean? I'm just starting it. I'm starting it
September-
today.
What month is it?
November. Today's August.
All the way to November. Live stream.
listen to that.
Countdown.
We got it.
No.
But then start it over again.
Yeah. Okay, so we got August to September to October to November. So,
So it's 3 months.
And I think it's
Oh,
November
we're
4th.
skipping October this year, though.
It's
It's part of
Oh, we're
2021
skipping
COVID
October?
rules.
skipping, but that's your
Yeah.
birthday,
We're-
and I never
know.
would ever forget your birthday.
Not the important birthdays.
It'll be November 5th.
I gotta get the text on
to
Halloween.
6th this year.
5th and 6th.
Well, the 6th is the Saturday, so starting midnight on the Friday, which is the 5th, all the way to
And you know
midnight on
what?
Saturday.
Last year we couldn't do hot ones with everybody because of COVID, and Joe and I had to
right.
do it, and Alex had to ask the question. I think this year, full lineup minus James. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to fly up for that. He's saving it for the wedding. But I'm thinking full lineup: Chris, Justin, Joe, Alex, Rob. That's it.
We'll get my brother in there.
I thought it was more people.
We'll bring my brother over too.
Invictus feels more.
Do we have a
sprawling.
date set?
Yeah, November
Set date?
5th, 6th, or something.
6th.
Oh,
One of
okay.
those days. But whenever
did
it
say
ends.
that.
So the
Yeah, I
Sunday.
did.
The Sunday. It's okay. You're anticipating the countdown. Anyway, we're gonna. It'll be whenever it ends. The Sunday. That'll be. We'll do
Why is it
another
going to be
hot ones.
Sunday? It's a Saturday.
We always close it out. I don't
Saturday
know. You know
night.
what? I'm always so fucked up by the end of it
Because you need Sunday to recoup.
because I've been up for 24 hours. Yeah, exactly. So,
Mm-hmm.
Chris, you're in, right?
Yeah, man. Okay, computer question. How come I can't type on the extension of my screen?
Do you want me to come down?
In a bit. Yeah, I want you to hold my hand. through
Well,
this.
hop
It's
down
not
there.
important. It's not important.
I
It's not important.
honestly I don't know why you can't. You can type on the other screen.
Yeah, I can.
I have no idea. You're moving your cursor, right? It's not. You're not just like hoping it types where you look. I'm looking over
sounds
here.
like he's being condescending, but
It's
that
like-
literally is probably
You-
something
you-
that's
well,
happening.
Chris,
Chris called
here's the thing,
911
You're
because he got to
33
the
now.
edge of
You're-
his mouse pad. and
You're
he's
you're
like,
over the hill. You don't understand technology anymore.
True.
It's fine. It happens. You've reached
You're one
the
of our-
threshold.
That's a good place to be.
Ooh,
I want to
threshold.
be in that place.
Yeah,
right?
thank
Like,
you.
like,
Thank
like,
you.
Sure, much
Oh,
more
yes,
intimidating
seamless.
angle all of a sudden. I like that.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So November Extra Life. Joe is absolutely right. This November 4th-ish, 5th, we are going to be doing again a 24-hour live stream where we will be playing. I think we're going to play more RPGs this year too, because
Nice.
honestly, Tailspire has really made it exciting to like do a really chunky in-person quote-unquote game. Because like with Extra Life, I always wanted to put a camera on the table and play a chunky physical D&D game. But it never really works as well as you envision because you got to mic it or whatever. But Tailspire really allows you to just throw yourself into feeling like you're standing around a table. And I definitely think we should do some really fun D&D game at some point during that day. And then whatever else we want to run. And then end with hot ones.
I grew out some like Jamaican hot peppers that are.
Should we start off with that, or is that mid?
Yeah.
Like you have to find out the
No,
Scoville.
that's definitely mid range for sure.
I think we should work
That's
it in.
awesome, Chris. Make your own hot sauce.
Yeah.
And add it into the lineup.
I mean, I definitely think so. So you guys have not done Da Bomb yet, I think. Because we
Bomb.
got it for last year only.
Is that the one I broke by accident?
No, there was a new hot sauce that we got, and it was brutal. So I'm really excited for this year. Also, the chip. Maybe we should all do the chip this year, too. I don't know.
Oh, jeez. We're really leveling it up, eh?
I mean,
It's
look,
actual life.
I
It's
can't
for the
even
kids.
feel my mouth by the end of it. Yeah.
You know, every
yeah, I guess
time
for
I'd
the
see
kids.
one of those chips in like a gas station or something, as I'm like walking through, all I can picture is Harlan crying.
yeah. 'Cause-
That's it. That's the only thing that comes into my head, and I get so sad looking at it.
Oh, don't. I loved it. And listen, we have 4 gold medals for the 4 years we've done this, and we need a 5th. Invictus Stream deserves a 5th.
Harlan wears
straight
them to bed
year.
every single night.
Every single
That's
night.
the only thing he wears, right?
It's like,
plays
good night,
the-
baby, and
I
I just
wrap
hear
them around my
jingle,
penis.
jingle as he rolls
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Kiss the medals, too.
Yeah. I kissed them all. Joe last.
Good night, medal.
Yeah, good night.
medal.
No, but we need
Good night,
Good night,
gold
we need
medal.
2017.
a
Good night,
straight up
2018.
five gold medals and all that kind of stuff. And
Oh, we should wear them at our wedding.
you were gonna wear them at the wedding.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna wear them.
Oh, wow.
Maybe that should be the top donator. Invite to our no. Let's not make it a game. Although,
Unless.
$10,000.
could you imagine
It is
some
for
random asshole at
charity.
the table being like, "I paid for my seat at this wedding."
Whatever, man. If they are watching us, they're awesome.
Yeah.
And if they're donating tons of money to Actual Life, they're rich and awesome. So there.
Okay, but
Harlan,
officially
listen.
no.
Rich and awesome people coming to our wedding is a bonus.
That's true. If you're extremely rich, you can come to our wedding.
Did I say I'm polishing my dress rubber boots up?
That's right. His dress, rubber boots.
But yeah, I don't know. There's definitely something there. And anyway, Extra Life is coming up, 5th straight year. We're gonna do it. I'm really excited, honestly. I think
It's gonna be good.
I'm gonna be taking a look at some big name games that are coming out, and I'm not gonna play them because we need some shit to play. That's always the biggest downfall when Extra Life comes. If there's not good games, it ends up being a slog. Like 2 years ago was an absolute blast because Return of the Obra Dinn we played.
That was awesome.
So good. And it was like the highlight, and there's a few other games in there that were really good. Last year was tough because I think we played Journey to the Center of the Earth or Savage Planet or something, and it was kind of meh. Well, I liked it, but it wasn't a good co-op game.
We'll
Anyway,
figure something out.
games. But yeah, happy birthday, Michael, as well. Michael Weber.
Yeah,
So this is
happy
the-
birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Michael.
Happy birthday, Michael.
31. My
31.
Baby.
Big
That's
old.
me.
I'm just gonna cradle you.
I got a goo goo.
All right.
That's what babies do. Babies make
Baby,
that
say
noise.
that.
They do. New episode of Dimension Door
Oh, my
out
baby.
today.
Yes, go and listen to
Stop
it
saying
if
that.
you haven't. Our editor Zach literally messaged me, and he was like, "Hey, this is the best work I've ever done." And I listened to it,
Wow.
and he's right. It's an absolute phenomenal episode.
Ooh la la.
There you go. Let's do it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
New episode of Dice Shame as well. Justin, is it the best work you've ever done?
No.
Okay.
But it's very good. It's a very good and very exciting
But
episode.
it's definitely not the best work that I've ever done. That's,
Well, I
yeah.
edit it as well, so I agree because we're you and I are two
a team.
halves of that coin. New Malevolent came out today, and I will say Justin has provided some new piano pieces, and this is for Patreon exclusive Malevolent, by the way.
Cherry work.
And the piece in the latest episode 72, chapter 72, is absolutely wonderful, and you're going to see more of his amazing music coming up. And also, don't do it, chrisdo.com. So don't forget that.
Don't forget it.
That's
You
really
know what's fun on this?
I'm looking
canoe
it up
trip?
right now.
On the canoe trip I went, I just plugged all your guys' shows because I'm proud of you and I love you guys. But on the canoe trip, every single person there played D&D.
no way.
What? We're all just closet nerds. Just,
That's amazing.
it was
That's
pretty cool.
awesome.
There's like 8 of us. Every single person played.
Did you play D&D though?
No, but we've decided it's going to have to happen.
Hey, you should bring them on Invictus. Have a boys Invictus
Have
night.
a canoe night.
Canoe night, yeah.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Where we
enough.
try to play in a canoe.
Right. Bring the GoPro.
That's
We
right.
play everywhere we go. We don't even have dice. We just imagine numbers. Henry goes, doink,
Yeah.
5.
Justin's played with him. He knows.
great.
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah, we played it in Wonderland.
Adorable.
We played in the pool with him. Yeah, it was good.
That's right.
Oh,
we all played
yeah.
with him.
Yeah. You can play a D&D anywhere you want.
Make sure you like the video. Also, get vaccinated,
Yeah.
and still wear masks.
Yeah.
All right, shall we
That's what
do
I'm
this?
reminded of. Let's do it.
Let's do
All right,
it.
ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Threshold, Chapter 4, A Guide for
Along the way. Nice try.
Along the Way. I'm sorry, but it cuts it off at the top of my screen. It says Chapter 4, A G.
A G.
All right,
A good old session.
A good time.
Let's do this.
Lush green on the side of the stone road is a stark contrast to the desiccated land around the quarry from which you left. If you had been in different circumstances, this would be a nice walk. Around each turn, a new perfect vista. The landscape is occasionally changed by a cultivated field. There in the road at one of these fields is a rabbit, white as snow, munching on an ear of corn. You notice it is there at the side of a road by a patch crushed in the crops that leads into the field. This is how we ended last game. Last game we ended after you guys had convinced the guards to just let you go, let you walk away from the camp, almost as if the guards didn't believe you had a chance out there anyways. They didn't see it worth their fight in the camp to let you guys go. Unfortunately, Finn, the test at the beginning proved too much for Finn. Again, most of the captives in the camp were all dwarves, and now we kind of understand why. This test really weeds out the people who were not physically capable of doing the mining work very quickly. Upon leaving, though, 32 ran up to you guys and presented to you the gem on a cordage that he made for you. This gem, Theodora, comes from the sign that was at your inn as you left. Significant, your father had, I guess, inlaid it into the sign when you were little, and you remember it glinting in the sun when it was bright outside.
It's
now,
like
before,
the exact same gem, or it's just the same type?
Exact same stone. Appears to have come down. And remember when you guys were captive, or when you first arrived, 32 describes that the gem actually shot from the sky, hitting the statue above the mine. And he said never before has anyone come within 32 feet or 30 feet of the statue. He thought it was an auspicious sign and a sign of change. And he worried that Agar was going to come pay a visit. So perhaps it's best that you guys escape from the camp now that you can. Before we go into the story and what decisions you make seeing the white rabbit right at the cornfield, let's award some experience points from last game. Everybody, you get 1 experience point to begin with.
Yeah.
Another one because you're leaving from one area to the next.
Nice.
Cool.
I would like to award 1 to Jericho Wharton and Theodora for having decided to jump and I guess risk their lives to a certain extent because Finn was leaving and you chose to leave the line. You could have just kind of been complacent as the others had, and you chose to go with them. Finn, I'll give you 1 awarded point as well for having also convinced the guards to let you go without having to fight. Jericho Wharton, I think you guys were the ones who were really willing to fight, but I think the way you guys handled it was well. Unfortunately, the interaction was tough last game, but is there anything else that you wanted to touch on before we do get into this new encounter? I know it ended a little rough. You guys got most of your gear back, I'll say. If you had any armor or weapons, we'll say you have it for now.
I definitely got my pack back. I never lost that.
Your sweet pack. That was a good one.
Sweet, sexy pack.
Are we all good with how that ended?
And we
think
had
so.
encouraged Farrellin to form ranks with the other slaves, I believe.
Yeah, it was weird the way that, I guess your thought was all these people would want to leave, and that didn't happen. And you know what? Reflecting on that a little bit more, it's almost as if they could not go with you. It's almost as if they weren't able, perhaps the courage they didn't have, or the understanding of where they would go once they left. But you're right. There was many of them that you talked to that seemed very oppressed and some of them, they're very comfortable. As we talked to 68, he has a nice tent, he has beer, he's everything. He seems to find his niche there. But other ones, they're struggling, and yet they didn't follow you in what seems to be an easy way out. But again, the guards they're okay with you leaving. After all, from everyone's experience, anybody who left dies or comes back shortly. So perhaps that's why. Perhaps people are afraid, or perhaps there's something more to this. So you guys are at the side of the yellow dusted cobblestone road, and you're walking along, and there in the road is a familiar white rabbit eating a cob of corn. And as they approach, it stops eating and hops off the main road, into a trail that goes into some corn crops that have been pressed down. As you walk through this, you can see not very far off the road, there appears to be a scale on a stone cobbled, I guess, monolith, like it's like a piece of a wall there. There's a scale, and on one plate of the scale, you can see there's something written. And on the other plate of the scale, from where you see, there's actually what looks to be a chest. The size of maybe like two fists together. Not a big chest, but a chest.
Well, clearly it's weighted, Finn says as he walks up. He's sort of clearing his voice for the first time in a while, I imagine.
Do you suppose there's something of value inside?
Never seen a chest that doesn't have something of value inside, old friend. New friend.
It does appear that the side that with the chest is on is lower than the other side, obviously, because the one side of the scale is empty right now. Do you approach it, Finn?
I think Finn is perplexed by the sort of odd nature of it. Yeah, I think he'd look around, do more or less a check for traps.
Sure. Why don't you roll for me a scouting before we get too close?
Happily.
Is the rabbit still in the clearing?
The rabbit, as you guys quickly looked to the scale, and you look back to where the rabbit is, it is missing. It's gone again. Okay. Perhaps it's hopped into the rows and rows of corn. Who knows?
That's a shame. I was hoping we could maybe cook it up. We're not exactly heavy on food right now.
Warden, look at the corn all around us. We wouldn't just kill the rabbit.
I suppose so.
That's right. We fatten the rabbit up and then cook it.
You don't suppose that that rabbit, could it be the white rabbit that our friend from before the portal was referring to?
Rosalinda.
That could very well be.
Can you do a roll for me, Justin, for, let's do lore?
So I also succeeded, by the way, at my roll.
Perfect. We'll get to you in just a second.
All right, let's see.
Or insight, Justin, whichever one you want to go with.
You know what? Actually, lore isn't too bad. I've got 4 in wits.
I'll give you one extra just because you did remember callback.
Oh, sweet. I got a 6. 2 6s.
Hey.
Perfect. So this isn't the first time you've seen this rabbit, as you remember. Rosalinda had mentioned that it had gone missing, the white rabbit, and for you to find it for her. But the other time that you had seen this rabbit, when you were walking back to the house, it had run across the path several times, but you chose not to pursue it. Just as a reference from last time we saw the rabbit.
That's so the same, and I'm pretty sure it's the same rabbit. You
can't it's a white rabbit, but you swear it's the same. Finn, you look around, and the first thing you notice is there are crows perched on many of the stalks kind of fluttering in and watching you guys.
I think
Ravens,
Finn,
bigger birds than a crow.
Yeah, I think Finn tries to like shoo them away. He's like, go, get out of here.
They'll craw like a craw as they go away, and they flutter a little further away, but they seem to be eating the corn and amongst you, not they're scared by you, but they're not
Yeah, I think Finn like sort of presses it and walks over and he's like, get out of here.
as you
He
walk
like picks
over,
up a stone and sort of like throws it at one.
the other thing that you notice is at the foot of the scale are 3 items. There's a clay dish, a black feather, perhaps from one of the crows, and a blade, a little bit rusted. And you notice that there's a symbol that is on the scale, burned into the one side of the scale. And I shared that symbol in the Discord, so if you want to take a look at it and share it, so people can see it. So again, there's a clay dish, a black feather, and a blade.
And this is in the blade.
No, this burning is actually on the scale, on the one side that doesn't occupy that doesn't have the chest. So on one side we have a chest. On the higher side we have burned in the scale.
Clay dish, feather,
or this symbol.
Finn is so intrigued by this, and he didn't get a chance to shine during this strength test, so he sort of turns away from the crows and he's like, all right, and he sort of looks down and sort of examines each item a little bit, starting with the knife.
So the knife, okay, let's do a lore check.
Ooh.
Lori. That would be 2 1s and 1 6.
So it's a success. Looking at this blade, your instincts immediately go to the lesser gods. You have clay, you have the feather being representative of maybe a raven. All the god symbols are kind of here. With the blade, it's a little perplexing because there are the god of rust. There is the god of rust, and often it's represented with a very rusted piece of metal in a crude formation of a humanoid figure, never so detailed that it would tempt it to be the perfection that is rust. But the thing that's confusing about this blade in particular for you is it's not very rusted. It doesn't seem like it's highlighting rust. It is not what you would choose as emblematic of a worship of the rust god. So that is perplexing to you. The black feather, again, could be emblematic of the raven, which is, as you all 4 would know, is the god that was supposedly led the way to the land that you guys are all from, right? So everybody follows the same idea that the god carrying a serpent led the way to where you guys are all from. And so the black feather is probably that. The clay dish, a lesser known god, representative of the dwarven worships clay. Again, they believe that they are the makers of the world. And so clay, obviously a great option for that. And the elves also revere clay as being, formed from the earth. But the blade seems bizarre to you because it doesn't fit rust, which is a greater god. So black feather, yes. Clay, yes. And then we have a blade that's maybe rust. Rust would be a greater god, but in this case, it doesn't fit. That doesn't seem to sit with you. And then the symbol you might recognize as well.
I was going to say, so can I remember, I spoke to a dwarf and I asked him what the symbol was on his hand. Is it the same symbol?
No. Now, the symbol that was on his hand was for rust.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And so this furthers your belief. There's got to be a disconnect between the symbol and rust. So you're actually pushed away in your thinking. This is not rust. Though if you weren't so wise, if you didn't know this lore, you'd look at this and go, "Oh, we have rust, we have clay, black feather," but you know better. This is a false representation there.
Can I maybe discern, based on my knowledge of the runes, the similarity maybe between the one I know as rust and to try to decipher at least partially what this rune might reflect?
Yeah, I think you have you probably have a pretty good grasp of the runes. You probably have, and maybe in your notebooks and stuff, you've made etchings and stuff before.
Yes, most definitely.
This one is a less common one, but all the same, I think I gave you a lot of information with that first rule. So I'm going to have you do one more roll to see if you can identify this rune.
Happily. I'll do lore again. And that is 1-6 and no ones.
You know this to be a god that many people believe to be the primordial god, the god before others, known as the Nightwalker. So Nightwalker is neither good nor bad, kind of a representation of the forces of Earth. And Harlan, I'm going to share something with you privately so that you can
Fancy.
know about it
Sneaky.
if it's going to work for me.
In the meantime, Theodora is standing on the edge of the clearing. She's husked some corn, and she's sharing it with Wharton and Jericho. We're just eating raw corn, watching Finnegan sort through this puzzle.
I was going to say one of the things that Warren does is he goes over and he grabs a cob and he goes ahead and he just shucks it and then he tosses it over to the crows so they have an easier time at getting it. And then if possible, this is the first time we've actually stopped and had a bit of a breather. Is it possible for Wharton to go ahead and try and heal himself?
Yeah, that's Harlan. You're on the money there. So perfect. Okay. Yes, Wharton, you can heal yourself, and other people can hear you also.
Perfect. I don't think Wharton's gonna bother anyone else. I think he's a bit. He doesn't want to bother them. He's a considerate guy. So he'll try to do it himself, and I believe that's just a healing check.
You got it.
Okay, so that is
basically every 6. I think if you have a success, it's obviously for every 6 you get to reduce your banes by that many.
Okay, so that is 1 success. And then how often am I able to do this check?
Because I don't know the rules too readily, let's say once per long rest or so.
Okay,
or rest.
perfect.
Let's do like the roll 20. Like you could do 10 seconds, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 10 hours.
Okay. Cool. So that is 1 success. So I get to take off. I'll receive a point of my agility back. And now I'm only down by 2.
Perfect. Anybody else want to do anything? Well, Finnegan he's going through. I guess Finn, are you going through like notes, or are you just sitting?
Yeah, I'm like, come back to me after, and I'll tell you what Finn does because he's doing some cool shit.
Jericho, anything you want to do, or Theodora?
I think that Jericho goes up to the road and with his shucked piece of corn, just takes a bite and looks around, just looking for anybody coming up the road, any signs of danger.
You peel the corn, and it is vibrant colors. It's not like what's it called? Cream and what's it called?
Peaches and cream.
Peaches and cream. We're looking like more of a traditional corn, and beautiful colors, but it is so rich, the flavor. And this is a beautiful place. This world that you guys, or this land that you guys have been brought to, aside from, it seems
Slavery.
less tumultuous. Aside from the land that was the mines all around that was horrible, but everything here is just so
It's like
beautiful,
America.
so
When I
lush.
started.
It's as if the rain that comes here is different from the rain at home. There's just something so rich about the scenery around you, and it puts you at ease, almost like you want to just stay here. Like you don't feel less driven. Theodora.
While Finnegan is solving this puzzle for us, I would like to take some of this corn down from the stalk and scatter kernels around where I last saw the white rabbit, hopefully enticing it out from its hidey hole. And I make little come here rabbit noises.
Cool. Can you do an animal handling check?
Oh, I certainly can. Animal handling. I get to roll 5 dice.
Nice.
Yep, I succeeded 1 time.
Nice.
The rabbit comes out and comfortably hops towards you, and is very tame, it seems, and is eager to be close to human.
Amazing. I take it into my lap and I hand feed it kernels.
Oh.
It eats happily in your arms, and it seems to calm and seem to be more comfortable now.
And I think you hear Finn sort of being like, guys, I think I know this. Come over here, quickly. And you see him frantically sort of kneeling over this little, these scales. And he's flipping through his paper. And he's kind of like, yes. Listen to this. The Nightwalker is considered the oldest of all the gods. Untamable force of nature. It shatters harmony in the ordinary. And most normal people don't even worship him, but can sometimes seek to appease him as the protector of night and mysteries and untamed magic. And they do so in a very specific way. And he picks up the knife and he holds it to his palm and he says, hopefully I'm right. And he draws the blade across him and squeezes some of his blood onto the scale, which ekes out Warden.
Immediately, as the blood drips onto the scale, it seems to fill the rune that's been etched into it and burnt with. And you see it kind of, strangely enough, because there's no way that the weight would make it cantilever, but it does. And the chest seems to rise. And as it rises, you hear a clicking noise. And the creak of the chest as it opens. And the last thing you see is the lush, bright red petals and the smell of their intoxicating perfume that some of you might recognize as poppies. And you all black out, fall asleep.
No.
Sorry,
Good job
I
with
had-
the puzzle, though, Harlan. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
That was
did it
amazing.
perfectly. That's fantastic.
Crushed it.
That was so
Thank you. It
good.
worked out. It was good. Okay.
That's where episode 3 would have ended. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
That's awesome. All right, I'll see you guys in
Yeah.
two
Yeah,
All
great
right,
job,
thanks,
everyone.
good game.
Okay. Everyone have a good...
Oh, no.
Stop.
Chris, you do things to my mind. This is great.
Okay. You have come. Sorry, let me change this. We have come to let us hear. We have come to listen. Let us hear. The sin of our thoughts have brought our bane. And you hear a chorus of people, nevermore. We have forgotten our way. Nevermore. The orator stops. As you gain your consciousness, you hear many voices in unison speak these words, nevermore. In the darkness, you see many dimly lit torchlit faces gather round a hole in the earth where Finn is lashed. Many thatches have been laid all around his feet. Finn is kind of in a cross-like position. They're lashed to this pole, and there's thatches kind of placed all around, obviously ready to be burned. You have been charged with appeasing the Nightwalker, and under suspicion of being an archetype of the egregore. Sorry. A strong woman walks up and speaks clearly to the four of you. A night ago, we watched as you came to our land with the others. You were a captive, and yet you are strong of mind and have left the control of Agar. Why has he let you escape? Speak, she asks you. Are you aiding his purpose, or are you here to supersede him? So this, this is a whole bunch coming to you guys all at once. Waking up, all of a sudden, all this changes. Your head is just pounding.
Am I the only one lashed to the fire?
The other three are there beside you, also tied up to posts, but not at the precipitous position that you are finding yourself.
We're
right?
for subsequent burnings.
That's right.
Come on now.
We're the kindling. We're part of the
one at a
kindling.
time, right? We only got the one pole for this type of thing.
Pyres don't just grow on trees.
Yeah, Finn, you're the only one in this really awkward position. You're kind of hanging from your arms up there on this pole as these thatchings are all around you. And you notice all the people in these dark robes all around you.
Are they dwarves?
No, they're not.
Theodora is just waking up. She's like, what is the meaning of this? We're not here to supersede anyone, nor do we act on anyone else's behalf. We merely want to get home. We were taken.
So you're trying to convince, right?
Yeah.
Let's do performance or manipulation. I guess you're not trying to. I don't know. Manipulation's a tough one for me because, you know what? You would have to manipulate this person because it seems like she's persecuting you a little bit here. Accusing you a little bit. The questions are questions, but they're a little bit of an accusation as well. So you can manipulate, or you can do a performance here. But I'll allow for either one.
I'm
'Cause I don't
gonna
really know the
do
difference.
a performance check. I mean, they're both the same for me, so I think, yeah, performance is the way to do it. All right, that failed. There's a 1-1.
So you can push, or you can
Push
just
it.
fail.
Push it. Push it.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it. So I don't get to re-roll that one, right?
No, and if you go any ones on the future rolls, they count as banes, and you're going to get 1 bane here.
All right, here we go. So I got another 1, but I also succeeded. So I take
so
2 banes.
2 banes and also 2 experience points.
Okay. Does that count as willpower as well?
That's what I meant. Sorry, not experience
Yeah,
points.
willpower points.
Thank you.
Whoopee.
She raises an eyebrow at you. Your time will come to be on that pyre, but I will take what you said into consideration. I request that the rest of you stay silent while I contemplate the guilt of this person. You say that you are trying to get home. Interesting. She seems to almost slow her momentum against you guys with the fact that you seem genuine in the fact that you're victims here.
Of course
You
we're
won't be-
genuine. Can I speak, I say? I'm the one being put on trial here, am I not? I need to stop sounding like Red. I'm the one being put on trial here, am I not?
You are. What do you
look
have
at
to
me.
say?
All I have to say is that you have the wrong person. I am no worshipper of the Night Walker. I know that the moon is his eye and the wisps of smoke are his spies, but we are not either of they.
How do you
must
explain your
understand-
knowledge? You are so knowledgeable.
Well, exactly that. I have a very big brain.
He's from the university.
Many universities. But look at me. Look into my eyes. You can trust me. And I'm going to use my pride. You can make anyone trust you.
Okay.
I'm going to do it.
I believe in you.
Do it.
I believe in you too. You get to use a 12-sider.
I know. It's a manipulation roll, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. So I'm using empathy, I suppose.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, because it's under that category for sure.
Here we go. Holy shit.
What'd you get? Did you get any 6s?
No.
What'd you get on your D12?
5.
Fuck.
But I didn't get any 1s. I got 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 5, 3, 5.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
then you gotta push it. You gotta
I'm gonna
push
push
it.
it all. Yeah. Here we go. This one's for all the...
Careful, that could be a lot of ones.
Yeah, there's a 1 here.
Theodore,
Okay, this
make
is-
sure that you take a bane for your ones and your empathy, right?
Yep.
1, 2, 2, 2. 6 and 7.
So it's a success. She does trust you. She walks up to you and says, I believe you do not know what's happening here. And perhaps you are innocent in that. But I have to say, in due course, we will find out whether or not you are an archetype of the egregore. And she continues on with her questioning. Why has he let you escape?
He let us escape because I convinced... Well, Wharton here can tell you.
They let us go because we were going to start a fight. they decided that we weren't worth the trouble, which is quite...
Do you see the will they have? What great willpower they must have in order to convince guards to let them go. Have we heard this before? Have we had anybody? And a few people jeer and say, yes, we have. And they were to be archetypes, were they not? And she continues on with laying out this kind of weird rationale and trying to justify the fact that you guys are guilty. And then she goes on to say, you knew this symbol. Do you hold that the white Nightwalker is the true protector? Who is the true protector? And she says this to all you, Jericho looking you in the eyes and the others. Who is the true protector? Not projector, protector.
I don't know. Nightwalker is just I don't know. Nightwalker is just somebody who exists in this world, no different than the god of rust or the god of any of the lesser gods.
She seems to be satisfied with that answer. Jericho, can you do a roll? Let's do a perception check. So let's do
sure.
insight. I'm going to allow you to do insight, or you can do a scouting roll. Either of those I'll allow for this.
I'll do insight, please. That's wits. No successes, one fail. I'm going to push. And still no successes.
Yeah, you see, she's satisfied with Finn's answer, but she's satisfied that you don't maybe worship Nightwalker anymore. There's sort of a value to what you said there, but she's still skeptical because you don't seem to express an understanding of who the true protector is in her mind. And then she walks over and holds up the stone that is Theodora's, and she holds it in front of the crowd. This is an interesting trinket, don't we think? Very similar to maybe some other, other items that we find in association with the archetypes. Everyone's kind of groaning and kind of skeptical. What is this? She says to Theodora, being that you had it on you.
This belongs to me. It was my family's, and who are you to take it from me? You haven't even introduced yourself to us. And we are on trial here? Bound? Threatened? By whom? For what? What is an archetype?
These answers will be known to you if once your sentence has been decided. You will have the right to know who your persecutor was, but we don't want your knowledge to obscure justice here. We don't want you to change your answers knowing who we are. I deem the findings to justify execution, she says. Many darkly robed figures articulate with approval from the darkness. A raven perched at the edge of the light swoops at the feet of the persecutor, the woman, who steps back and with deference. Within the flickering shadow of the light, now nighttime, as you guys are out there, a man stands where the raven once had. A tall and handsome man with a dark coat with red trimmings all along it. He walks around kind of casually, addressing the rest of the people who are watching this kind of trial, this sort of situation that you find yourself. We are not here to destroy what the raven has worked hard to protect. We've all come here from elsewhere. He looks around, kind of looking for some sort of agreement, looking for people who are in the crowd or his people. Their ability to leave the control of Agar might be more auspicious than dubious. If we begin destroying all those who are potential archetypes of the egregore, then who left would there be? We cannot let fear drive out our common sense, drive our actions here. I will take them under my wing as my wards, and should the signs present themselves, I will immolate them myself. His smile at you is both comforting and cautionary. Never more shall we act of fear, he says with confidence. He's very charming. You can see that there's a lot of people kind of nodding their heads in the darkness in agreement. The two orators stand on either side of Finn now. All present lay a feather at my feet, they both say. And they all do, one after the other. One comes forward and lays a feather, one on either side. They're picking sides. With the last vote, it is clear you've been spared. A murder of crows fly away, leaving you there with no one but the defender who spoke for you. Clearly, this was a contentious outcome. He begins to untie you. I'm sorry. Come, let's eat and get to know one another better. My name is Joseph Campbell. and he begins to untie you guys and gives back the stone to you, clearly apologetic. And he begins making a fire, and he's almost as if this didn't happen. And yes, like all these people who are around flew away as a murder of crows. Come, you guys must be hungry. I'll make a soup for us. And he starts getting a fire together, and he has a pack, and he's starting taking things out and some bread, and he breaks it and hands it to you guys. And come sit.
Thank you. Yes, of course. I'm still confused about what all just happened there.
Many questions, I'm sure. I think I bound myself to you a bit, so I feel I have to answer many of them. Come, let's eat. Let's speak on a full stomach.
Happily.
And he sits down comfortably, and he pulls out a pipe as he's got the tripod and a simmering pot of rich-smelling broth and soup, and he's adding just different ingredients in as you see he's talking, and he's lighting his tobacco. And he does anybody else want some? And he grabs a tobacco pouch and offers it around.
No, it'll kill you.
Jericho.
No, I have a
reaches
better
out
line.
and takes
Sorry,
it.
he says,
I
I couldn't bear to strike a match after being on a pyre. There you go.
I can't help but feel this is another one of those mysterious puzzles like we came across with the scales. If I accept, is it going to damn me to burn on a stake? Or if I deny you, am I declining your hospitality?
You wake up
I
naked.
don't understand.
Are you the devil?
Naked and alone. He's charming. He seems like a very nice, welcoming person.
Jericho takes part in the smoke
Yeah, Wharton
Yeah.
wants to.
wordlessly.
Yeah, I don't think Finn does. I think Finn is like exhausted after the mental anguish and being he literally just goes to the corner and sort of flops back as the others sort of talk. He's like, oh.
Theodora is quietly drinking from a bowl of soup, and she says, "Who were those people?"
Those people are people from my tradition. We are the followers of the Raven, the god I'm sure you are all familiar with, and you know who the Raven is. It's believed to be one of the biggest gods. We have lost our way a little bit. I am sorry for this. It is part of our calling, and we try to do what is right by the example of the Raven. I fear we've lost our way a little bit. And he says, "I hope you enjoyed the soup, though.
It is very good, thank you.
It's nourishing and rich, and if you have any agility or strength, you actually get one added there.
Ooh.
Like not like an extra bonus. I'm saying you're
No,
your
for
veins are
sure.
gone. Yeah.
It's not poison soup is what you're saying.
No, it seems to be quite good.
You never know.
So, where your wards now, eh?
Well, I mean, somewhat. As you can see, we have a way of traveling, and he's clearly referring to turning in and out of being a raven. It's not that I will be with you always, but my companion, the form that is the raven, will be with you, and I will see what it sees when I need to, and I will check in on you. And should I need to, I will change places with it, and I will be with you should you need it. But you will see me from time to time flying around, making sure that you are not exhibiting the signs that I so fervently defended against as an archetype of the egregore.
What
So-
does that mean? What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Which part? Oh, of course. I've just surrounded myself with people of my guild and my following, so you know very little. Let me tell you a story. And he begins to regale a story, and it's and he starts in the same way that the beginning of the persecution kind of started, and he uses the same words where he says, "We have come to listen. Let us hear. The sin of our thoughts have brought our bane, nevermore. We have forgotten our way, nevermore." And he's thinking to himself in quiet before he begins. And we all know about the raven, and we know that the raven led the way, and we believe that she brought us to a place where we could live. Before that, Before that, there was the Night Walker. And the Night Walker created the world from chaos, and he created the way that the world works, a combination of chaos and creation and entropy. These are the real forces that define the worlds that we're familiar with. Am I wrong? And from that chaos, the Raven found a place that would be safe for everybody, a place where we could exist, and brought us there. And we need to praise the Raven, because that is the greatest kindness we've ever known. And the Raven taught us. We learned how to live. We just needed to follow the instructions. And yet, we have forgotten. And yet, entropy arose again. And we started to become chaotic. We believed anything was a god. Rust and clay and all these false gods were the true way. And so we broke ourselves off into these groups, these subsections, these villages and towns and tribes. And we believed that our leaders were the true leaders, and we'd war against one another. Or worse yet, we had no guidance, we had no leaders, and we felt lost. Well, there was a commonality between all that. Everybody wanted the same thing. They wanted someone of power to lead the way. We longed for the Raven again. And we all wanted the same thing. Our minds were fixated on this. A leader of power. A leader of power. A leader of power. Our thoughts have power. They do. If we all together are common in love and thinking of one another, that is a great power. Well, we were in common in fear and looking for a leader, and that brought forth the egregore. Are you familiar with this term? And he gestures to Finn.
And Finn sort of sits up. He was listening on these minds have power, because that's sort of where Finn's like, it starts perking he's like, hold on, you're saying that that you have the power in your brain to create. I'm sorry, I'm an educated man, but I find that a difficult thing to believe.
An egregore is a term for a being that comes into existence from the power of thought. Not really taking a corporal form, but it exists on some level. And our thought, our fear, our worry created this, we'll say creature, this entity, the egregore. Well, the egregore's purpose was to find a leader for us, someone with power, someone who could lead us absolutely. But they say, be careful what you wish for that is truly not what we want. That is not what the Raven had intended for us. The Raven had intended for us to follow her example, not to have a supreme leader who absolutely made us follow the way, but for us to have free will. And so we wished upon ourselves a leader of supreme power to come into our existence and to take over and lead us. But we don't really want that. And so the egregore has found champions. We call them archetypes. People who could become this supreme leader, this absolute. And he gives them even more power, even more direction. He gives them a tool that hones their abilities. A shard of crystal. Very similar to what you have there, Theodore. Much bigger, though. Never like that. Never a small token compared to what we have seen in these potential archetypes. Agar is one such archetype. Perhaps you notice the statue above the mine. We believe that is where she's hiding her shard of crystal. That is why she's so protective of it.
In the statue.
In the statue. And the belief is they cannot move their shards. They're given to them. And when they're close, they are supremely powerful. And if they can destroy others, they grow in power, taking the power from others. And so the egregore has made this plan. Create champions and let them decide who amongst them will be the leader. Who amongst them will be powerful enough to destroy the others, taking their power and taking their place. Well, the Ravens believe it is our job to correct our mistake, the sin of our thoughts, to go back to the way it was and follow the direction of the Raven, not to have a supreme leader, but form consensus, form reciprocity, gift and exchange, and understand one another on a better level. We don't want someone to control all of us. We want to share and find harmony. We don't want to go to the chaos. We did want out of that, but we don't want the extreme other side either. The raven floats on the wind by not working too hard. And there's got to be a balance, and we're trying to find that balance. But it seems that everywhere we look, we're starting to see fear and think everyone is an archetype, someone who's going to bring more destruction like Agar and others who have destroyed our land. There are many archetypes around us, too powerful for even us to do anything about. And so our job is maybe to stop them before they arise. And so we've been pursuing and watching you as you arrived in the camp. And we thought perhaps you were a potential archetype. And so we made this trial to see what would happen. And sure enough, Finn, you are very clever, and that made them feel even less secure. And although you were successful, and you're right, there's nothing really evil about the Nightwalker. The fact that you are aware means that you're very powerful-minded, someone who could potentially be an archetype.
But just because we may be potentially an archetype, why would that mean that we are? We all have fears. We all are driven to ambition by what we're afraid of or what we wish to see in the world. But perhaps that doesn't mean that we're going to take a place as a champion. Perhaps we just want to return home to our loved ones.
Jericho,
we use fear to do so.
Jericho, he's referring to you guys. I guess you guys have shared names. We're going to just
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He looks you in the eye and says, precisely. Spoken in the true way of things. Fear should never drive our decisions. And I think my order, as you've seen, has kind of lost that. The raven went forth boldly, not out of fear, confidently knowing that there would be a true way presented to them. I fear that the rest of my flock is now coming and acting out of fear, and every single thing that has the potentiality to be dangerous, they try to snuff out.
So you don't agree with the people who are in power, but you also don't think that more people should rise to power to stop those people in power, even though you don't like those people in power and you're not powerful. And Wharton scratches his head and then takes a big old tug on the pipe.
It's like, it is a strong weed we have here. Chris,
right.
you were on the right track there, Warren. Perhaps I can usher you in the right way. If we do nothing, more of these archetypes will rise, and eventually there will be one who's powerful enough to destroy the others and become exactly what our egregore was created for. A being capable to be powerful enough to lead all. We don't know what the solution is, but we know that it is not that. We know we don't want that. So our only mode of operation for us is to stop it from getting close to that. We talk about the potential that there could be someone who might bring us back to the way things were. Not with complete control, but reverence to the raven and understanding of free will, to have the power and not use it. That is a true leader, I think.
Right. So someone to rise up to power, to defeat Agar, the leaders of the egregore, and then to revoke their status as powerful.
Perhaps. Or
I mean, that sounds like a wonderful time to me. Go and usurp the oppressors and then fuck off to our own homes. That sounds like quite the adventure. I'm in.
Here, Wharton. Here.
You seem to be a leader among your people already. And what would prevent you from taking such actions?
And he says, I don't have a shard myself. I've not been chosen for this course. Only those who have been chosen as champions can go and take the power from others. And besides, I would not do so. The raven has left us. The raven is not forcing our hands ever. She knows that free will is more important than anything else. Even if I was a leader, I would try not to pursue a leader of tyrancy.
And what about your other friends? The ones that made the pyres.
I think they act in fear. I don't think they have any desire to be supremely controlling. I think they've just lost their way.
And they've become exactly what they feared.
No,
Yeah.
much to a lesser degree. I know you're familiar with Agar, the one who has that encampment. That is way worse than what they have tried to do. They seek out potential dangers and they look to stop it before it. It's like a fire. You know, if you can stop it before it becomes overwhelming, control it really. And they seek to control out of fear, though. It's not right. I don't agree with it.
But they have a very heavy, they're very
Yeah.
heavy-handed about it. And they are potentially destroying people.
They've seen
help the
they've
situation.
seen the alternative, though, Jericho. I mean, look at the destruction. Look around you. Look at the abundance we have. And then remember the camp you're in, the destruction of
course.
lives. All these things. 1, 2, 3 lives destroyed to protect against that. It seems like a small price to pay, even if it is one that is tragic.
Well, do not get me wrong. I am grateful that you were there to take us off of those pyres, but I cannot help but see the hypocrisy in what your friends are doing. On a much smaller scale, yes, but maybe given time, they'll create the exact sort of encampment out of fear of becoming exactly what the first encampment became.
Here, Jericho, I agree.
I agree
It's
as
a
well.
very short-sighted and frankly villainous trait. There's no other
And
way
that's
to
why
put
I
it.
had to step in. I revere and I know the Raven will show the right way, and I pray and hope that they will return to the course that was set. Until that day, I can do nothing but try to guide them.
Well, thank you very much for your intervention and for the broth.
There's more that I can help you with. What is your plan? What shall you do? Where do you go from here? You're far from
question.
home.
I believe
Much
east
further
is
perhaps
where
than
we
you
were heading.
know. You're going east. Perhaps I understand. You head east in order to see the one who has the power potentially to help you get back home.
Well, we were told that there's a king in the Isles of the East who might help us. Is that the person that you're speaking of?
Yes. And there's a lot of concern that we have with that king. He has come and usurped the throne of a very powerful archetype who was there. We're not sure if he himself is an archetype, as he's a new arrival, similar to yourselves. But we
We
hope
burn
that,
him just to be safe.
well, my fellow worshippers would. I can tell you that. I don't agree with
No,
that.
that's a bit of a meta joke.
And
I
how-
don't think I'd say that to him.
How did he destroy the crystal of this archetype? That is the key to removing their power.
This is above my ability. Even if I came in contact with Agar, for example, one of the lesser archetypes that we know, I would flee. I would not be able to get close to that shard and do any harm to it because I'm not powerful enough.
What
I
are
think
the
you-
stories of this Agar? The people at the camp previously were too afraid to even mutter their name.
Yeah,
And
we didn't
we
get much
don't know
information.
anything. What are the stories of this
They say
archetype?
they say that Agar has killed many archetypes already and has become powerful in this, knowing many spells, a sorcerer of great power. Agar is disgusting to look at. Face is an example of decay. Wielding magic, death magic, and other means, blood magic, Agar inflicts his will on those in order to serve his purpose. And Agar is the lesser of the evils in this area. His sister, Algora, is more powerful and perhaps keeps Agar under her thumb. Agar works the mines and provides minerals for what purpose we are not aware. I have not traveled east to where the minerals were being refined, but we believe that Agar works for Algora to refine the minerals into a weapon for her. We believe that if unstopped, Algora could become that ultimate evil we are afraid of. So to the west, we have Igor. And to the east, we have, to the east, we have Algora, the two brothers and sisters that rule our lands.
It's a lot to put on us. It's a lot to
I don't
take
put
in.
anything on you.
Just the
if I were
information.
you, I would make my way east also, and I would pursue a way home.
But surely we can't, just as we can't leave the people in the camp behind, we can't leave your land to suffer at the hands of these potential tyrants.
The only thing I could say to that is if a champion came and was able to destroy the shards of these two, they would be losing their power almost completely, and the reign of terror would be over.
But would the champions themselves not also be archetypes?
And this is the rub. How do you get power without it corrupting you?
Well, how do you beat someone if you keep being burned alive by your uncles? We need a champion. Let's burn some.
And this, I agree. The fear is outweighing their hope. And that's why I
No, of
hold on to
course.
hope.
Yes. Well, I suppose we head east then. Is there a way that you know of that would let us travel faster than our feet could take us?
And he says, no, but there's some things I can help you with. Along the way, you are going to come to a dense wood. And I want you to be wary, for this tends to be the last place that anyone who escapes the camp makes it to. Now, you guys must be strong-minded to have left to begin with. Were you not taken into the portal that brought you here? Did the mind control of Agar not work on you?
Not so far as it did with the others, no. We felt
Perhaps
very-
that's why you're able to have enough will to not be forced to keep working. When you get to the woods, it is likely that this will be the last stance in the realm that the shard of Agar will have control, and so he may actually work hard to stop you there. So I would be on my guard when entering the woods. Also, beyond the woods, there was a field of poppies. And those poppies will put you to sleep, as you know. And he reaches into his bag and he hands you two masks.
Ah. Oh, wait. Do you have
Unfortunately,
more?
this is all I have. But they are yours to take. And he hands the two masks over. They will protect you against the poppies. You could perhaps craft more along your way if you find the right materials.
I might have one in my bag. Just kidding.
You
I don't
probably
think I
do. But this will help you along the way. Do you have any other questions or anything I can help you with? There's a lot here, as you know, as you're saying.
Yes, do you all actually enjoy the corn? We were trying to be nice, and if you don't like it, it seems such a shame to waste it.
Feel free. We're
Okay. All
much in
right.
abundance. The raven is
Well, now
provided.
that we know that you're more than just birds and you're people, I don't want to make it seem like we're pitying you, or I don't want to offend you in any way. Please don't make me go back to bed.
And he explains to you again, just to be clear, that he's not the raven turning to man. He is either the raven or the man. He's kind of like takes the place of his familiar. They switch positions. So when he says that he'll watch over you, he's not going to be there. The raven's going to be there. And you can see what the raven sees.
Have
I
you
love
heard?
the idea. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Go ahead.
Have you heard of the woman Rosalinda?
Smart.
The name Rosalinda is not familiar to me. But no, we'll say he's not familiar to me.
Boop, 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 boop,
Why?
boop, 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 boop.
Just curious.
Rosalinda's eyes.
You know, she was mentioned a couple of episodes ago by one of our dwarven friends. I wasn't sure if she'd be a recurring character or not.
Oh, well, you did just find a rabbit. It seems to be pretty recurring, but perhaps he knows her by a different name. Describe her to him.
She's an older woman. She's a trader. She has many objects.
There's one physical characteristic that really defines her. I don't know if you remember that. I know it's a couple while ago. I mean, I can help you out if you want to do a roll.
I just have the name Rosalinda.
Didn't she have a weird wonky eye?
Nope. Nice guess though.
That's my aunt.
Is it something to do with clay?
Nope.
Let's just keep
Okay.
Does she
guessing.
have a droopy butt?
I'll roll.
Oh, yes, the one with the lopsided butt.
I rolled everything and a 1, and I'll roll again.
No, I'm not gonna do it to you guys.
Droopy butt's just a great combination
So
of
I
words.
pushed it, and I got a 6.
I'm not giving it to you. I don't think you guys are saying a droopy butt and a weird eye. So I don't think I
Joe.
give it to
We're entertainers first and foremost, Chris.
Is it her hair color?
you. No. Okay. It was a very the smile. There was a tooth missing, and yet it was this vibrant, big smile. The tooth missing, that grin you could not forget. And so, upon talking about this grin,
that grin.
Oh,
I know,
I go
I
like
know.
this and then I
it's
do
like,
this.
oh, it's all there. But yeah.
I don't judge people on the way they smile. I just don't see the world that way. I see clearly the
You're
color
so
of their skin,
woke.
and that's it.
You're so-
It's going the other way. Going hard the other way.
so
Not that anything is better or worse about it. I'm just being funny.
yes, we know who you're talking about, and she seems to be a force of nature. She seems to be similar to Nightwalker, not good or bad, but someone who's essential, someone who makes the wheels turn, as it were. Many people speak of her in these weird turning points in their lives, things that have changed for better or for worse because of her.
She is the one who sent us here.
And that is very different from what most people probably experience in that camp. Most people here are brought here against their will. You seem to be sent here, and I think that is a very auspicious sign.
Does that get us in the clear from your people being sent by her instead of the Night Walker?
As far as my people are concerned, you guys are in the clear until things happen otherwise, and I will report to them. And if anything does happen, it will be me who's tied to the pyre.
Well, shoot, I don't want you to burn.
I don't think I will. And he
Oh,
smiles at you.
good, excellent.
Take it
Apart
rest.
from
Sleep here
finding any huge chunks of crystal that we somehow become bonded to, is there any other kind of auspicious signs that we need to avoid in order to keep you from being in trouble?
Any other violent groups that might try to kill
Any
us?
other weird traps that we need to not bleed on?
We don't have any other traps set for you, if that's what
Good.
you mean.
Yes.
There's definitely going to be something in your future because you have made some strong enemies leaving that camp.
What?
So I,
mean,
don't know what
What? They let us go.
Agar has in store for you, and Agora will have for you either. But I can tell you that you would be the first to leave and survive if you do.
Well, I look forward to being the first.
I hope so.
Yes, indeed. It shall be great.
Let us rest. Tomorrow you will journey again. I'm sure it'll be a long journey, and I feel well fed and tired.
It's like, I'm having a great time. The guy's like, I just had dinner. It's great. How
I
you
was
guys
gonna
doing?
cook
We're like,
marshmallows. Yeah.
Rope burn on our wrists and ankles.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like been hours, right? Like you guys have been.
no, for sure.
diving.
And yeah, I guess, I mean, Finn just says, I don't know the next time we're going to get an opportunity to sleep in such comfortable places. So I say we take it. And he finds a comfy corner. Probably I kind of pictured him lying on a couch already. And he crawls back onto that and snuggles up.
You weave some corn together, make a couch.
Oh, a corn hammock.
Ooh, yes.
Strung
some
between
skill.
two
Could you imagine?
particularly strong stalks.
I mean, I
of
have a
corn.
10. I
You
could
just pull
always
all
it.
the hairs out and make yourself like a downy bed.
A weird.
Yeah.
Weird,
Pillow.
slightly wet downy bed.
And then by the time it's done, the sun's coming up.
It's all dry.
Ah, that is the last strand.
Ready to sleep.
The Crow Rooster.
Yeah.
Corn crows.
Every morning I walk with the crow, like with the rooster, I have like a stick to keep it back because it's like super
I know
aggressive.
you get. It's a scary rooster.
Scary,
You gotta
man.
hit it with.
I seen him do it. It's spooky.
It's not spooky.
I seen him. It's
You
a
guys-
scary rooster.
Wake up, and the man who had been with you has gone.
Classic.
What was his name?
Gone in the morning.
Yeah, we never got his
Never
name.
even called.
Joseph Campbell. He introduced himself. At the
Oh,
beginning.
Joseph Campbell.
Campbell.
Right,
Mormon,
right, right.
Yeah.
Puts his
Nah.
head in a bag, reads
Yep.
the thing.
I wrote tall Raven Man.
I wrote Joseph Smith.
Is it Joseph Campbell?
It's
You know, this
Joseph
is
Campbell.
probably nope. There he is. I found him. He's in this room.
Yeah,
I was gonna
Joseph.
say.
Can you give us a camera pan, or is that?
Oh
no,
yeah,
never mind. Don't
absolutely.
worry.
You
I wanna
sure?
see Joseph. Yeah, do it.
Show
do
us,
it.
show
do
us,
it.
show
Okay,
us,
because
show us.
it's right over there.
Show us.
There he is.
that him?
Joseph Smith. Wait,
That looks
isn't
like
that
Jesus.
No,
Nope.
that's Jesus.
Jesus.
The one beside
Nope,
Jesus.
that's him.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
Wasn't
He
it
looks
like
a lot like Jesus.
Yep.
Who's the baby?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Baby Jesus.
Is the Viking Joseph Smith
this
also?
Is good.
Yeah. So this is the war room.
Look, these little
as
tanks.
The family calls it.
That's
A lot
badass.
of this is documentation on World War II and the family's genealogy of Elizabeth's grandfather on her mother's side, who actually lied about his age so he could enlist in the army and go
Wow,
fight Nazis
shit.
in World War II.
Wow.
Yeah, dude was hardcore. Anyway,
Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for the history lesson,
Absolutely.
James.
Joseph Smith. I'm gonna make a really offensive to Mormons RPG one shot one time, and I will apologize for it,
In advance.
but I'll still do it because
cool.
that's just the way it is.
well,
And I
Deadlands
won't
is
mock
pretty.
people. Just to
Deadlands is pretty like that, eh?
So question, when we wake up, where are we? Now that it's, I presume, light outside, do we know where we are?
Yeah, you are. You are not actually. It seems like they actually put the pole near to where the clearing in the field was. You're just
Okay, we're just-
beside the path.
Closer, cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they didn't move you much because that would be a lot of work.
Too heavy.
They're lazy.
They just brought the poles with them.
Was
Ready
it
to
a
go.
corn pyre?
No, it wasn't. It was thatching that they had brought with them from the other fields. That's just corn on one side, hay on the other. So it worked out perfectly.
Corn
One of
and
those-
Convenient.
pyre
One of
hay.
those civilizations is just obsessed
Yeah,
with
it's like we
mazes.
grow nothing but pyre hay here. Don't eat it. It's garbage.
No, we burn a lot of people. Like we're talking
Get
kids.
your fire, hey,
One time a
get your
cow
fire,
looked at
hey.
us weird. We burned that fucker.
That was a good day. That was everybody.
That's good.
Everybody
We ate
enjoyed that.
steak. We ate so much steak.
The archetypal cow.
He looked at me like he was a leader. Get him.
You can feed a lot of crows with one cow.
So you said he's gone?
Yeah. It doesn't seem. It doesn't seem like.
Let's
You know,
loot.
What are you gonna loot? The corn?
Loot.
Was there-
loot?
Let's
Are
go
there any
sniff
more of those
poppies
cool
again.
poppy?
You go back
Yeah.
to the chest and open it up again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't do that.
I could
We
use a few
wake up
more
on the
Z's.
pyre again. You folks again? We just went
I
over
knew
this.
it. I knew it.
Oh,
We
they're
just
probably
reset that trap.
Jeez.
They keep on doing
So-
the same thing.
Like weird witch crap. Like they're witches.
just wanna get
They're
high.
stuff.
We've got like 2 gas masks now, right?
Yeah,
do.
only 2.
Yeah.
Remember, you said
Hey,
the forest is next, and then after the forest would be the field of poppies.
So maybe we'll
Can
find
I-
a gas mask in the forest.
Hey, Finn, pass me one of those gas masks.
No.
Start infighting.
Yeah, I give him one.
both of them.
But I will also look
Your
at.
head.
I'm an elephant. No, I think I also.
You're supposed to be the smart one.
I know. I also look at the gas mask because he mentioned that we could find perhaps materials, or maybe that was you. I thought it was him.
I think
He
you were
was
just
busy
thinking
talking
it.
about Mormonism. I don't know. I'm going to ask. I'm going to see if I can't sort of break down the elements of a gas mask to see if I could perhaps
Craft
figure
it?
out a way to fashion another one.
Yeah. You have to
Do you
do
need both
obviously
of them to
roll
do that?
crafting.
No, I'm just teasing. I give one.
Oh, okay.
But I throw it like
It breaks.
kind of a dick.
Yeah,
I'm like,
do a
do
do
like lands
an
on the
agility check for that. See if it breaks. in the
agility.
Yeah, you're
or
gonna
to
break
throw it.
No, I'm kidding. Just you pass
No.
it to the north.
How about?
Crafting to see if you can.
Oh, perfect. Craft. Oh, how is crafting strength?
Right? It should be wits, but I guess it's. if
I'm
you're
a
actually-
great crafter because
Like, it
Okay,
should
how about
at least
this?
be agility.
How about this?
Strong.
How about this? How about
'Cause
this?
You make everything with a hammer.
Nice.
so-
No. How about this?
Strong.
Insight to try to decipher the pieces, but when we go to make it, crafting.
Deal.
Because I think crafting is more the physical making. I'm not trying to do that. I just want to try to analyze the pieces.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess they just assume you're blacksmithing the whole time,
Yeah.
Right.
which apparently takes no wits. It's just strength.
Yep. 100%.
I got a 6.
Okay.
But-
You know you could build it, but it would take some time. And if we have another long rest, we'll say you can do it.
Okay. With pieces that I already have?
No, you're gonna have to find definitely some metal. You could probably make it from some of the metals and things that you have. Your leather gear. You'd have to probably sacrifice some of your items to do it.
How much corn is it going to take?
Well,
so
I mean,
much
I can-
corn.
I can use a
much corn.
willpower point to reach into the bag and get anything. So I would
Yeah.
definitely use that to then, facilitate the making of it.
I'm gonna
That's
say
okay.
I don't think you can get anything. I think you can get mundane items, right? You can't just get
No, because I upgraded, so I
Ooh.
can get items as well as weapons
Weapons too.
that are of a certain cost point. I think
Okay.
You get a ballista out of that?
I can get about a ballista.
Trebuchet?
I just pulled this bazooka.
can
out,
get a
guys.
foyer.
Goodbye.
Or as the
Foyer.
Americans
Get a
say,
foyer.
Weir.
While Finnegan's doing that, since we've just had a lovely rest, I think Wharton's going to kind of go over a little bit sheepishly to Jericho and Theodora.
I hate to bother you both. I'm still feeling a little bit. I'm still sore, and I can't seem to bandage the areas on my back. Theodore, when we were in the inn, I got hit by a beam, and it's been all burnt, and there's just a little bit of pus still. I can't seem to fix my shoulder. Jericho, I'm sure you've had war training, and Theodore, I saw you help those people out earlier. Would you mind taking a look at me, perchance, if you have the time?
I'd be happy to help you out. Let's take a look at this. Pull up your shirt, Jericho. Or Wharton, rather.
Yes,
Let me
sir.
see. There we go. Just, yes, it looks like you've been bruised here. It's blue.
Be
on the
gentle,
edges, you can
Jericho.
singe. Don't you worry, Wharton. Don't you worry.
There's a raven
got you.
covering
Love
its
that.
eyes with its wings.
Yeah, so what can I do to help? Is it strength?
I don't know. What are you
Yes.
trying to do? You're just trying to heal him, aren't you?
Trying to heal.
Yeah.
I guess I
Yeah,
can do a
it's a
help
healing
action for him
It's a
to
healing
heal.
check.
Yeah.
You got to heal him. He's already healed himself.
Oh, well, I'm not good at that. Perhaps Theodora,
help.
you would
Yeah.
probably be better at this.
I would love to.
You guys can both
Here, Wharton.
Why don't we look at this together?
What do you do with that?
Guys, what are you doing? Let me come over as well. Oh wow!
Oh, that is some pus.
Look at all this discharge.
Oh, gross.
Let me just squeeze it gently.
Oh no.
Burn it with fire. Moving
Minus
right
one
along.
experience point for everybody.
Okay, so what? Who's rolling what here, Chris?
I'm rolling a healing check, right?
Okay.
Here we go.
And I know Justin can assist, but I don't know how that's going to work.
That's one success.
No, it's fine.
Cool. I will do
Jericho
it.
awkwardly walks off.
And now I'm only down by 1.
How do I heal empathy?
You have to do a performance check, or
Oh.
I think it's performance or something else. But basically, you're like trying to liven their spirits.
What about wits?
For myself, or someone has to do it for me?
I think someone has to do it for you.
Ah, well, just so you
Someone
guys
has to
know.
perform for
It
you.
might be lore or performance, and then healing can be healing or one other. But I gotta look in the rules a little bit more to know. So
What about wits?
Well-
So the
wits
same?
is the same. Wits is so agility and strength are both heal checks, I think, and then empathy and wits are both performance checks.
I see.
Like
Okay.
if you're like a bard, you can make people have better
Feel
wits
better.
and performance. Yeah. So
So the reason that Jericho asked for the mask was that he's going to put it on, and he's going to go back over to the chest.
haha, clever
And
guy.
it's going to say, "This might not work. We'll find out if these masks are actually useful or not."
Sure. Yeah. It's open already, and you go
Yeah.
back. You backtrack a little bit because the pyre is like, we'll say like, I don't know, 100 yards beyond it, whatever. You backtrack, you find the spot, and it's working. And you
Is there any
surprisingly
treasure in
take
there?
it. No,
Anything
but
inside that chest?
you can actually take some of the flowers if you want, and take it with you as a. I don't know. Like it's clearly going to put someone to sleep.
Yeah, I just
I mean,
walked
it's-
back to the group with the flowers.
Well, I don't know.
It's
Like,
actually
you
a pretty good idea.
Take
yeah.
the whole
pretty
little
dope.
chest. It's
Hey,
a small
yeah.
chest.
Is it small?
Right? Yeah,
It is
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
like
size
2
of
fists.
2 little fists.
It's kind of fixed. It's
Ooh.
fixed to the scale, but we could do a
Says
strength
you.
check and break it off because no one's been. Yeah, you know what? Let's say if you did a strength check, you could do it, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
okay,
Normally, when it
okay.
come out, yeah, let's do it.
So
Cool. Bring some
Jericho
of my
is
blood
going
back,
to
please.
I need that blood.
Jericho's going to take his. He's going to close the box, and he's going to
Yeah.
look at this chain, look for a weak link.
Shove it in
and,
his nose so get it back. Got it? Okay.
With his axe, he's going to heft it, and with one mighty swing, break
Roll
the
your
chain.
because you need to do a strength check here.
Right. So this will be melee,
Yep.
and then that's
We'll say it has 1 hit point.
strength, and then do I get bonus?
No.
So I get a plus 3 for the axe.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
You got it.
You break it?
Well, no, you never know.
How many dice are you rolling?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Not only does it come off cleanly, you now have some extra chain with you, and the box is intact, and you can open it. You see the mechanism, and you realize how you can open and close it.
Oh,
For sure.
sweet. I bring it back and
Sorry, I was trying
slowly
to find,
march
you
back up
can
the.
never break the chain. Just like, but I couldn't hear it up and down.
I bring it to Finn and I say, "Hey, by any chance, do you have any room in your sack of yours to keep this?"
Of course. And I delicately put it in.
Excellent. Also, you
Oh,
could use it
yeah.
as a flail, right? You could use the chain, whip around a box full of poppies that make people sleep.
Yeah, you
Just
could,
fun.
or Finn could literally pull one of those out of his bag at any point.
Yeah, but
It's cool
like to
this
make
way.
him feel
I think
special.
let's do it this way. Let's make it so that the items that you can actually there's some mechanisms that you think would help with crafting the mask, and we'll say it lowers the difficulty for the craft a few steps, because I think that was a really cool idea, Justin. I want to reward it a little bit more. So you have the
Nicely
poppies,
done.
which is cool because you can use it maybe as some sort of sleeping agent if you want to make someone pass out. And you also have some more items for the crafting. And I got to look into crafting a little bit more because there's a whole set of stuff going
well,
on.
he'll be the one to craft anyway, so it'll all work out because he
Yeah,
can
it's very
use
cool. Very clever thinking.
Good job.
Thanks.
You probably broke the game though. You're gonna put like the
Everybody
most
sleep.
powerful being to sleep. I don't know how to work around that. I can't come up with a creative way. You ruined the game. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, well,
Okay, cool.
you're welcome.
All right, so do you guys keep going east? Do you go west?
Yeah, I
back
think we
to
pack
camp?
up.
What
I
do you
mean,
do?
looting the place would be a bad idea, right?
You can't really. There's
Probably.
not much more to loot. You've done it. You've done the looting. There's a knife, a clay pot, and a feather.
I mean, he must have clothes.
He's
I'm
gone.
talking about looting his house. I'm just kidding.
What house?
Yeah, let's-
There's no house. You guys
the,
are
the
just
house we
camping.
woke up in.
There's no house. You guys were just in the field sleeping. What made you think there was a house?
There was no house.
We just had a
I mean-
campfire.
I assumed the guy. Okay, fair enough. I figured when he was like closing in for the night,
Poppies
he
are
was-
still in effect.
Yeah, he's
being a
still on
little bit
opium.
more. Well, I thought he was being more hospitable than you let on. I was
Super
implying that
hospitable
he was
to
like,
the outdoors.
yeah, I thought Joseph was kind of like, da da da. And then in my mind, when we went to bed, there was the scene where he like walked us to like a little hut. I was kind of envisioning him being kinder.
This isn't where he lives.
Not
This
just
is
like, I saved you, just sleep here.
if he had a house, he would have invited it to you. But again, he just like turned from the Raven.
He's a
back
nomad.
home, sleeping somewhere.
I mean, the
Where he
Raven
does
must have a
nothing.
house. Maybe he should have invited us to that.
Like a tree. I don't even know where like a dead body is.
Call
where
another
ravens
crow
sleep.
that turns into a house.
I've been eating this
Can you imagine?
eyeball a lot.
Welcome
Cool.
to
Yeah.
it.
Well, then I think we pack up.
Yeah.
We avoid eye contact with all the people who tried to kill us
Yes.
yesterday,
Cool.
and
You go east
go east.
We go
or
east.
west. East it is.
To the dense wood.
To the
Is it
woods.
called dense wood,
I
or
just
is
want
it
to
a
present you
wood
with
that
your
is
options,
dense?
right? You go east, you have the woods,
Yes.
and that's potential. The last Agar is going to probably try to stop you. That's what he warned.
Or we
you
can
go
go back
west.
west.
And you could potentially destroy Agar's shard, thinking maybe that will do it. You don't know, but whatever you, let's go east. A forest abruptly.
I want to go
ends-
north. Just kidding.
You go right to the cornfield for hours and hours, and there
you're home.
is-
Business end.
Damn. You did. All this east and west talk. No one ever talks about going north. It's the easiest way.
That's right. Don't go. It's the labyrinth. Instead,
Yeah.
it kept going that way. It goes
We would
straight,
have
to
gone
the
straight
castle.
to the castle.
Yeah. A forest abruptly ends. Let me move this over so I can look at you guys while I read my stuff here. Makes
Look
it
at
feel
this
like I'm
dual
talking.
monitor guy.
A forest abruptly ends the sprawling fields you have become familiar to. The ancient canopy is dominated by firs and poplar, but at lower levels, old crabapple trees are clung to by suspended vines. As you walk, you feel as if you're being watched sometimes, feeling a sense of wonder, but other times, an uncomfortable coolness makes you feel unwelcome. The sounds of critters and insects bring the forest to life, enriching the shimmering sound of the poplar leaves. You walk along the trail, still dusted with this yellow stone, and you feel like you've come into a new area. You feel distant from home, but you feel like you're making progress. Do you guys do anything as you're walking through this canopy of old
I mean,
trees?
yeah, let me look around. I mean, if we feel sort of there's like an ominous, I want to be perceptive. Can I do sort of a perception roll?
Yeah, absolutely.
What would that be? Survival or
Depends what you're looking for.
enemies?
Yeah, you could let's do a scouting.
Cool. 6. 1 6. Oh, man, for the amount of times we roll these, I get like so little. 1 6.
You are certain that you see movement among the crabapple trees.
Whoa. I think I tell everyone, but in sort of a hushed way, I kind of say, "Oh, Warden, can you help me? My bag seems to be slipping."
Oh,
I sort
yes,
of-
of course.
And when he's like over helping, I kind of just whisper into his ear. No, I just say, I think there's something between the crabapple trees to the left. Carry word to Jericho. Ah, thank you. And I walk over to Theodora.
Of course, very good.
And I sort of carry the message to her. Crabapple trees.
I wink.
And Wharton will look over at Jericho after they've had a lengthy discussion about what giving a look means after the last time that Wharton almost did a murder to a bunch of people. A very knowing look towards Jericho.
Knowing look.
He looks
knowing
at
glances.
Jericho.
Pulls up a big rock to hit someone over the head.
Yeah, Wharton gives a look over at Jericho, like the curt little nod, and then kind of looks over at the crabapple trees, and hopefully that's good enough.
Yeah, Jericho hefts his axe a little bit tighter.
So you're looking at the crabapple trees. You're kind of just readying yourself, and you continue walking.
I mean, I don't see anything. There's no one aiming bows at us, right? So there's nothing. There's no actionable thing to do yet.
Let me say what I said again.
Yeah.
You could have sworn you saw movements from the crabapple, like in the crabapple trees.
Yeah, but you also mentioned that there's critters around here.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to shoot a dog just because it moved.
And I think knowing that Wharton's
This is
going to try
in real
and After that, Wharton's gonna go try and position himself close to Theodora.
Aw.
Aw.
Theodore.
You don't get
gets
Theodora,
nice
you probably
now.
feel the most pretty comfortable in the woods. I mean,
Oh
you
yeah,
do most of your hunting in this similar ecosystem, I guess.
absolutely. I'm ready for anything.
Cool. You walk along, and the feeling continues. Some parts of the forest seem really unwelcoming to you. Other parts seem fairly comfortable and feel almost welcoming. In contrast, stark contrast. And again, every so often, Finn and Jericho, you get this feeling that from the crabapple trees, there's this movement. Do you keep going east?
I mean,
Hold.
yeah. There you go.
I want to investigate. Walton,
Yeah.
you take right. I'll take left.
Yes, sir.
This is where Wharton and Jericho shine. Like for us, for Theodora and Finnegan, we're just kind of like, all right, take care of us.
Yeah, so Jericho begins walking at a pretty fast clip. I mean, steadily towards these crab apple trees from the left side.
Are you
Wharton
doing
goes right.
this when you have that feeling of welcome or unwelcome? It's a stark contrast. Like you're feeling a different atmosphere when you're walking through this forest. Sometimes it feels welcoming, and other times very cold.
I probably would start doing it. Knowing Jericho, I would probably walk over when I'm feeling uncomfortable. And yeah, when I'm feeling welcoming, I wouldn't be interested. I'd be like, oh, that's nice.
And so you go and you check out a crabapple tree. How are you checking it out?
Very hesitantly.
You
With
climbing
my
it?
axe. I just rubbing myself up the trunk, up and down.
And you're kind of looking at the tree, at the roots.
Yeah,
and
I'm
you're
looking
up
at the
in
tree.
canopy, or-
Okay. All right, let me try to picture this in my mind. So Jericho walks towards this one tree, and
It's gnarled.
he's
It's like an old, probably 100-year-old apple tree, long since producing fruit.
yeah. He looks down at the roots and then looks up the trunk towards the branches, and then looks back at the group, and then returns his focus and just tries to do a complete circle around the tree. He's looking for someone in the tree with like a bow and arrow or
Sure.
someone who's brick and mortar trying to kill us.
Yeah, absolutely. As you get closer to this tree, you feel a branch hit you, whack, slapping you on the back. And you thought maybe it was the wind, maybe it was something else. And then you look up, where the branch was, and inside the branch there appears to be pieces of like cedar and stuff that's been rolled into a wool and kind of a bedding that's actually inside the tree, almost like a nest, like a big nest, human-sized nest inside the branches there.
Like it looks like a human might be staying there.
Whatever human-sized nest, like something that's the size of a human could sleep in this area in the canopy.
Who goes there? Who did this? Who hit me?
Do a agility check.
So we're watching him do this though, right? Did we see anything?
No, it was definitely when he was making his way around the tree when it was blind to you guys.
Jericho, are you good?
Everything all right, friend?
Something is trying to, what's the word? Harry me? Like,
Oh, good.
not quite attacking, but.
Harry on my...
All right, here we go. 3 6s. Hey, I got a 6 for my agility. Thank you.
You duck your head as your instincts kick in, and from the peripheral you just see it as an old wormy apple smacks the tree just beside where your head was.
Where did it come from?
Another off to your right hand side.
And I turned that way. Axe held at the ready. Come out! Show yourselves!
Nothing. Nothing there. Nothing that you can see.
Excuse me, as anybody out there, we trust you mean us no harm if you're just sending us little treats. We don't mean you any harm either. We're just trying to make our way through. If we've offended you in any way, please, we mean no trouble.
A breeze comes through the canopy and you hear the shimmering poplars that are over top, and a little bit of light comes through. No response. The critters are quiet upon hearing your voice ring out through the undergrowth.
Cool.
Finnegan, Theodora, there's something strange going on. I don't know what exactly it is, but...
Wharton, do a roll.
Okay, what kind of roll? What would you like?
Agility.
Agility roll? Heck yeah. That's the one that's all healed up. 2 successes and a 1.
You dodge 2 apples as they are whipped towards you and splatter on the ground beside you.
Do I see where they came
Finn,
from?
if you guys want to do a scouting check.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pull out my spyglass. I got 2 6s.
Your spyglass is just like starting to fall apart, and
No, I replaced
It's
it.
like those glasses that, like, from Beauty and the Beast.
sorry, Joe, I cut you off.
Finn,
I failed.
Finn, you see it's a tree branch bends back and whips another apple and misses you by a long shot. But
The
it's
tree is throwing apples. Get out of there!
All right.
As soon as you say that, a barrage of apples start whipping out of these trees.
Jesus.
You guys can do a move check to try to get out of the way, or you can dodge, or you can attack the trees, or you can make
Oh
whatever
man, yeah, I'll
action
do
you
a
wanna
move
do, but
check.
They're whipping pretty hard, and these are stone-sized, like hard crab apples. Some of them are squishy. You don't know what's going to happen until you get hit by one.
I got 2 1s, no 6s, so I get pelted. We're gonna find out what happens when someone gets hit.
Yep. So let me roll myself just to see what. So luckily, Harlan, the ones that hit you are all nasty and wormy, and they hit you and splatter on you. Not being painful, but definitely disgusting. Theodora, are you going to try to get out of there? What are you doing?
Yeah, Theodora is going to try to take cover.
Cool.
Hopefully I can find some kind of shrubbery.
Okay. So you're looking for like some sort of smaller tree or a different type of tree, maybe a fir or something. Get behind.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to hide.
Let's do the stealth.
Great. I fail
Oh
to
no!
hide.
So one apple hits you, and it's going to take one of your agility points away because it is hard, and it hits you as you run away. It hits you in the hamstring, and you can feel it Charlie horse you, pretty painful, and you hobble away. Okay, well, Morton, what are you doing?
Wharton rolled a move check, and I got a success.
Okay,
Nice.
so you're moving no problem, and you're finding where you're moving to.
Wharton is going to move over to where Finnegan and Theodore were, and he's going to try and... I mean, I take it apples are hitting us from all sides at this point.
Well, obviously, you're noticing that you've kind of just come into this space of unwelcome, and that's when Jericho made this choice. You notice there's none being whipped from behind you where you just were.
Okay.
So it's definitely has something to do with where you are in the forest.
Okay.
I believe we should keep heading east, everybody.
So
I don't think we can fight a forest.
And
You're
as
right.
you say that, from beneath a gnarled conifer, a face of decay, green and horrible, smiles at you. You're right. You can't fight my forest. And now there's lots of work to be done in the mine. You can go back now.
Oh no!
I'm afraid this way is barred to you. Thorny brambles thrash from the earth, thick and sharp as razor wire, closing in around you, trying to block your way, and creep over the trees. Beneath the tall canopy, you hear a scream as the trees themselves wail in pain, being held back. Agar laughs, a cruel cackle. Good luck. And a puff of flame and smoke, and Agar's gone. And we're going to end it there for now.
Whoa.
So good. So
Spooky.
good.
So difficult.
Every time
Yeah.
I think that I know what's going on and stuff, Chris, you'll either throw us like a puzzle or a really big twist that I just haven't been prepared for.
Or send us on an existential
Crisis.
Laundry.
Jeez.
What is life?
Jeez.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to Chris for Threshold Chapter 4.
Part
Great
of me wanted
game.
to go back and destroy the crystal
Yeah.
before we headed out.
was a
So
tough
maybe we'll
decision.
have to
Maybe
go
there's time.
back.
Maybe
I
there's
mean,
time.
to me,
There's
my
always
gut
a
says
way
we're not
forward,
powerful
there's
enough
always a way
yet.
Yeah.
I think it has to be something that we need to build up to in a way.
I think there's some people in the Invictus stream is catching on pretty quick now, I think, to what's going on. And so if you think about sequence of events, perhaps this is a bigger, the forest is the next kind of big event here. I think
Well, we're gonna have to wait.
You did wonderful.
2 weeks, unfortunately, for the answer because Chapter 5 is not going to be next week. It will be the week after on the 25th. I know everyone's going. But next week we'll be back with something hopefully surprising, hopefully something fun. We're going to find out in probably the next few days. But we will be back here in 2 weeks with Threshold Chapter 5. Do we get a hint preview of what Chapter 5 is called, Chris?
No, because I have to look at my list of names in order to figure that one out.
Fair enough. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. Thank you so much for hanging out. And as our good friend Chris always likes to say,
We'll see you around the table.
we'll see you around the table. Guys, good night.